I'm Lauren Conlin, and welcome to the Outlier podcast. Before we get into the meat of today's episode and our very special guest, I'm going to provide some updates on the Karen Reed case as well as the Sandra Birchmore case. And oh my goodness, there are some updates. So first, let's talk about Karen Reed. So if you've been following this case, you know it's been an absolute roller coaster. And Reed's legal team had filed motions to drop two of the charges against her, murder to and leaving the scene, based on members of the jury reaching out to them, the defense attorneys, claiming that they weren't actually hung on those two charges, just manslaughter. So Karen Reed's new attorney, Marty Weinberg, made his arguments in court in early August, and in a pretty significant turn of events, but not shocking to anyone, Judge Cannoni denied the motion, keeping those charges firmly on the table, with Karen Reed, as of right now, having a new trial in January of 2025. I cannot imagine going through all of this again, and that's me. I have absolutely no connections, no ties to this case whatsoever. Something that I put out there into the universe that kind of confused me here is why Lally or the state, the Commonwealth, won't drop these two charges themselves. So per the state, they came out and filed a motion and said, yeah, jurors reached out to us as well and told us that they were 9-3 on manslaughter. I mean, that means 9 people were willing to convict Karen Reed of manslaughter. So if I was the state, I'm thinking, okay, why don't I drop the two charges that they were hung on and couldn't decide on and just move forward with manslaughter if I want to get this conviction? I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but I'm also not a lawyer. I discussed this briefly with my co-host on my Wednesday night show, Primetime Crime Live, with Jarrett Ferrantino, and he has some things to say about that, but you should go watch it. You know what I'm going to do. Plug the YouTube at Primetime Crime Show. Check out our lives. We do it every Wednesday at 8 p.m. But yes, anyway, that was just something that I was thinking. So that's not the only legal drama surrounding Karen Reed. In another not-so-shocking twist, Paul O'Keefe, John's brother, has filed a civil suit against Karen and the two bars they were at the night of John's death, the Waterfall and C.F. McCarthy's, for allegedly over-serving Karen. And this just adds yet another layer of complexity to an already convoluted situation. I mean, you have multiple people on the stand claiming that Karen was not drunk. And I'm talking witnesses like Chris Albert and Nicole Albert, witnesses that really don't like her. So I will be keeping a close eye on this lawsuit. I'm so curious as to how it shakes out, and I will provide everybody an update. And also, just another plug, we discussed this on Primetime Crime as well. So if you go watch that episode, you'll hear about the civil suit as well. And Jarrett is amazing at breaking things down in terms that we can all understand. But let's switch gears for a minute and discuss another case that has haunted the same community for years, the death of Sandra Birchmore, which I have covered in previous episodes. And this tragic case has actually seen a major breakthrough, and it's really good news. But William Farwell, the former Stoughton police officer that had a relationship with Sandra Birchmore and was said to be the father of her baby and the last person that saw her alive. He was seen leaving her apartment. He claims he went there to break up with her, and after he did that, Sandra Birchmore died by suicide, tying a lanyard to her neck, and on the other side, she had tied it to a doorknob. That just did not make sense to many of us. Well, this announcement came through on August 28th that Matthew Farwell was arrested and charged with her murder. This came from the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office, with Josh Levy leading the charge. This has been so long awaited. It's just a step towards justice for Sandra Birchmore and her family, who have been fighting tirelessly for answers. And I have the indictment and it's crazy. I mean, I want to read part of it to you because they really get into details about the fact that Sandra Birchmore was groomed since she was 15 by Matthew Farwell, as well as others. I'm kind of wondering when his brother could possibly be charged, as well as Officer Robert Devine. But yes, this indictment, I'll just read a part of it to you. On or about January 20th, 2021, Birchmore's friend called the Stoughton Police Department and told a department employee that Farwell had been having sex with Birchmore. Shortly thereafter, a Stoughton Police Department employee told Farwell about the call. On or about February 1st, 2021, Farwell killed Birchmore by strangulation. Shortly thereafter, Farwell staged Birchmore's Canton, Massachusetts apartment to make it appear as if Birchmore had committed suicide. The grand jury charges. The grand jury alleges and incorporates by reference the allegations in paragraphs 1 through 8 of this indictment. On or about February 1st, 2021, in Canton, in the District of Massachusetts, the defendant, Matthew Farwell, did kill Sandra Birchmore, a person known to the grand jury, with malice, willfully, deliberately, maliciously, and with premeditation, and with the intent to prevent the communication by any person to a law enforcement officer of information relating to the commission or possible commission of a federal offense, to wit, commission or possible commission of the federal offenses of deprivation of rights under color of law in violation of 18 U.S.C. 242, coercion and enticement in violation of 18 U.S.C. 2422, and wire fraud in violation of 18 U.S.C. 1343, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1512A1C. Wow. Okay, so they pretty much are alleging that it was about to get out that Matthew Farwell was sleeping with Sandra Birchmore. He got her pregnant. Matthew Farwell was married himself. He had just had a baby with his wife literally the same month that he allegedly killed Sandra Birchmore. So this is all a step in the right direction. And I'm just so happy that he's been arrested. I can't even tell you, especially as someone who's been following this case and trying to do episodes on it and provide updates on it. So yes, I will be sure to keep everybody updated on the Sandra Birchmore case and hopefully possible other arrests. But let's get to the positive stuff, the meat of today's episode. I mean, guys, I really don't make sense here. I'm talking true crime, and now I'm segueing into a hip hop artist, Shwayze. So you remember Shwayze, right? He's a Southern California native who burst onto the scene with these amazing summer anthems like Corona and Lime and Buzzin'. He's awesome, and he really talks to me about why he likes to make music and what kind of music he likes to put out into the universe and what he wants people to feel while they're listening to it. So he is back and bringing some heat, okay? So last month, he teamed up with Wiz Khalifa for a new single called Smoke Too Soon. And he has a new album coming out on September 13th. And that includes Smoke Too Soon. But his upcoming album is called Shwaycation. So make sure everybody looks up Shwaycation and get the alert when you can buy it on September 13th, because it's going to be amazing. So he also is an actor as well. I mean, we talk about some of the shows that he's done, and we talk about some of his hip hop inspirations, as well as just musical inspirations. And we do kind of go down a few rabbit holes. He was a really good sport. I felt like, as usual, I talk too much. Before every interview and podcast and just any show I do, I'm always like, Lauren, calm down. Don't talk too much. Don't say don't say and it all goes out the window when I get so excited. But anyway, Shwayze is just great. He's also going on tour in October. He tells me about a New York date that he has, which I'm very excited. I really want to go. So, okay, let's get to my interview with Shwayze, and then I will come back to close us out.
What's up, Lauren? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you. You're out in New York, yeah?
Yes, I'm in Manhattan and I want to congratulate you on Shwaycation. That's amazing. Seriously.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and you're West Coast, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm West Coast boy, born and raised. But I lived in New York for a bit of time.
Oh, you did? Okay, tell me about
Mm,
that.
Man, I love New York. Growing up in Malibu, I always for some reason knew that I just needed to go like live in New York in the city. Like I knew that was gonna happen. And I moved out there in 2000. I don't know, 12. And I lived there for like 8 years on and off.
Oh.
But lived all over New York and absolutely love New York.
Wait,
So
so
New
did
York,
you
you
do
definitely
that
have
just like
good-
for your career or you just really thought you were meant to be there?
No, I mean, first I moved there just to move there. And then my girlfriend at the time needed to be there, so we moved back, and I've had a few little relationships in New York.
Okay, so you moved there for a girl. Is basically what you're saying. No.
No, 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 no. The first time I moved for myself, and then I have moved there for a girl in one of the moves there. Yes, yes, once.
Okay.
But no, I honestly I just knew I always wanted to live there
Yeah.
and just experience it. You know
No,
what I mean?
it really is amazing. I mean, I think it's really important that New Yorkers get out and take a break because you can completely go crazy. So I get why you live on the West Coast also. I mean, the beaches are beautiful, especially if you grew up there. But I want to talk about your career and I want to talk about just growing up out there and who was your hip hop inspiration?
Yeah. So growing up, growing up in Malibu, I moved out here like when I was like maybe 5 years old to live with my grandparents, and it was kind of like the best thing that ever happened. My parents were like young and a bit of out of control, and weren't ready to raise a kid. So I was blessed enough to go live with my grandparents out here, and I think my first musical inspirations or influences came from my grandmother, and she's from a different generation, obviously. So she was bumping like Motown and like
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, Jackson 5, Temptations, like
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff. And that was my first like introduction to music. And then as I got older, being from the beach town, there wasn't that like I was like into the Chili Peppers. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers was like a huge inspiration for me.
Okay.
And then as I got into hip hop, I mean Chili Peppers, Bob Marley, Led Zeppelin. I mean, so many different rock things were inspiration for me. But then when I got into hip hop, it was more like kind of like I mean, obviously Tupac
Hmm.
as a kid was a huge one for me. But like, Andre 3000 of Outkast and
Yes.
Pharrell
Yeah.
and Pharrell and NERD was a big one for me. Being a black kid in Malibu, like not that many not a lot of people look like me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like um when I was trying to find my identity, I was like, am I a skater? Am I a surfer? And I don't know, am I like a basketball player? I was trying to figure out what I was. And when I saw Pharrell, and Pharrell was like this rocker hip hop, and he like melded it so amazingly
Yeah.
in his band called NERD. And I don't know, that kind of,
Hmm.
once I saw that, I kind of started my own band and it was off to the races.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's incredibly eclectic. Like that your inspirations are, that's amazing. Everything, yeah, from
As I was
Tupac
going,
to
I was like, oh my God, I'm just babbling right now. I was like, hopefully this is all like
No.
one coherent thought, but I'm just
No,
like going.
you're great. Are you kidding me? We want you to babble. Are so I just gotta tell you, like this is exactly what interviewers want. I mean, the one sentence answers are so painful for us because we're like, okay, wanted a little more, but we will jump to the next thing.
Right,
Trust me,
right,
you're
right,
good.
right.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, okay,
So
okay,
then
okay, okay,
I
good,
want
good,
to
good.
talk I want to talk about your new album. Tell me about this album, what inspired you and what people should expect when they purchase it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like my music, I kind of just feel like my music is feel good music. It's just the kind of music that like if you're like having a bad day or you're depressed, you put it on. If like you're gonna go out and turn up with the boys or the girls or the crew, you put it on. Like if you're at the beach, you put it on. So I kind of I kind of wanted to make it like a permanent Shwaycation. Like if like you put it on at any moment and you're on vacation, and even if you're not on vacation, if you're in the freezing cold New York and it's wintertime and you want to like mentally transport, you put
Mhm.
this on. And that's kind of like what I wanted to do here. Like all the singles that I put out so far, they feel really good to me. There's a little mix between hip hop and Cali reggae,
Mm.
and on this album, which really excites me, you know, because I grew up on obviously Bob Marley and so many different amazing reggae artists, and I can't call myself a reggae artist, but I can say that there are influences there, and I'm bringing that Cali vibe, that Cali beach and Cali reggae vibe on this album. And I'm just so excited for you guys to hear this, man. It's just like I put my heart into it. I put a lot of effort into it, and yeah, it's like my eighth album, and I'm still so energized. Like even though it's my eighth album, by the way, someone had to remind me of that. I just feel like it's my first album. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you know, because I'm independent, and you know, so when you
Yeah.
put so much into something, it's like the first, you know, but
Right.
it's the eighth in the sense that I'm seasoned and I know how to do it, you know. So yeah, I'm just excited for. Here I am babbling again. Look at
No,
me. Seize it.
no, I love it. Are you kidding? You're so genuine. This is great. No, it's great. And you're going on tour, I believe, as well in October, right?
Yeah, Shwaycation tour. We'll be actually in New York October 4th. October 4th, we're playing in New York. If you want
Awesome.
to come, I'm putting you on the list.
Yes.
I'm playing at SOBs in New
Okay.
York.
That's amazing. Okay, wait, October 4th. Okay, I'm actually writing it down and I literally would love to come. I'm not kidding. That sounds so fun. I would love to see you live.
Okay,
Yeah, that sounds
absolutely. Hit us up and I got you, please.
okay. I literally will. Oh my gosh. I love concerts. I mean, one of my first dates with my husband was we went to this sounds random, but have you ever been to Webster Hall?
Of
Do you know?
course.
Yeah, okay, you have. All right. I know. It just sounds like it's for people in their 20s, I guess. And that makes sense. I was probably like 21 when we went there. But we saw Mob he loves Mob Deep. So we saw Mob Deep, Twista.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. I think like Juicy J might have been there too, because it was just so long ago. And it was like, I don't know if he was still a 3 6 Mafia, but it was great. It was so much fun. And I have so much fun at concerts. So yeah.
Mob Deep and Juicy J. That sounds really fun. Yeah, Web Throw. Like I think I played their way back in the day and saw shows back in the day there as well. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's hilarious. I think there's some sort of like I think it's Web Throw, and I hope I'm not saying this wrong, but there's some sort of rumor that like one of the mob guys. I want to who was it? Like yeah, I think it is Webster Hall. Like who was the mob dude? Like there's a big rumor that he hit 100,000 in the chandelier, like 1 million in the chandelier or something up
Wait,
at Webster
really?
Hall.
Wait, someone from Mob
Yeah, I
Deep?
don't know. No, no, like a mobster, like Al
I thought you were talking
Capone.
Mob Deep. Oh, wait. So, okay, say that again.
I think there's some sort of rumor that Al Capone
Yeah.
hid some money up at Webster Hall. I hope that I'm not just butchering this and creating this
Wait,
out of nowhere,
that's
but
so interesting. Are you serious? I never heard that. And I
yeah,
feel like okay, now this is gonna bother me. What I'm like Googling it. Webster Hall hidden money in a
yeah,
chandelier.
please. I'm
Okay, hold
hoping
on.
there's
This is
let's
so
see.
funny. I feel like I know all this shit. This is weird.
Is
Okay.
that
No, nothing's
is
coming
it
up.
not coming up?
Wait.
Let me see.
I feel like you made it up. Hold on.
I literally think I might have just made it up. Wait, hidden
Webster
money.
Hall. Okay, this is funny.
No?
I can't see anything about it. Maybe it's somewhere else. I don't
Let me
know.
see.
I
Oh my
mean,
God, did I just make that up?
I feel like
Hidden money.
I feel like I can probably find it, but if it's not that Googleable, then maybe that's just like a weird Reddit thing. I don't know. Listen, Shwayze, you probably spent
Webster
a lot of time
Hall.
on Reddit.
Here we go. Webster Hall
Yeah.
was allegedly owned by Al Capone in 1886.
Oh, it goes back. Okay, hold on. Allegedly owned by Al Capone, 1880. I just Googled that exactly. This is so funny. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Webster Hall
There's
was built
something
in.
there. There's something.
Okay, you're
It's
not
just a
wrong.
bit.
You're totally not wrong. Okay, so you're probably right. There's some Pinterest articles, some like behind the scenes. All right, you know what? I'm gonna dig into that actually. That's kind of interesting.
Dig in.
Yeah.
Please dig in.
You know what else? And not to be weird, and I don't know if you're like into this stuff, but like, and I'm not trying to cause any problems. Let me just put that out there. I'm not trying to cause problems. But
Uh-oh.
like,
Oh
no,
Lord.
no, I know. But so Albert Johnson of Mobb Deep, since I was discussing that, I mean, I I don't want to say I have problems with his death. I'm not his family member, obviously, but like, you heard the rumors, right? He goes to the hospital for like diabetes complications and he leaves, or he doesn't leave because he dies there choking on an egg. Isn't that strange?
What?
Did you not know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I honestly want to request these records from the Las Vegas hospital that he was at. I already looked it up. I just don't want to like upset his family, I guess. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to open up any, but anyway, I just get so into that stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like no. So do I. Like a full conspiracy for a conspiracy. Now I'm gonna dive into this. Holy moly, I
Yes.
didn't know about this.
Okay, but like I don't think it's a conspiracy. Like I think it's just me overthinking it. And I'm like, something is do you know what I'm saying though? Like I don't think you can find anything about people being like, "Oh, that's weird." I think it's just me who thinks it's like super weird. And like speaking of, we talk about Tupac and I feel like I'm always looking for people to talk about this with and everyone is just so over me. But like Keefe D in court yesterday was denied bail and he also claimed that prosecutors literally set him up to get his ass kicked by like the corrections officers on August 9th. Like they beat the shit out of him apparently. So he's like
What?
talking all types of conspiracies. It's crazy. But
What?
yes,
Interesting.
yes, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's like I don't know. I'm just fascinated by the whole hip hop world and I feel like you're like you're different. You go into the reggae world a little bit. You've got this great smooth voice. You're very clean cut, I guess, from what I put together.
Right.
You are. You're sweet. You're like very sweet, and but yeah, I do have this like just this fascination with the other side of like the hip hop in the '90s and what's going on with Diddy right now. And I'm just like, what does this mean for the hip hop world? Like, what does this mean for everybody?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
can
so interesting.
comment.
I just saw some sort of like post of Diddy chilling on the beach in Miami right now recently. So I guess
Wait, did he
he's
post?
going
Because
on.
he like deleted his
Huh?
Instagram.
Oh, did he?
Well, he did.
Did he?
Okay, so he deleted it, but there's like two pictures. Basically, he has two pictures, one of his older daughter and one of his younger daughter. And surprisingly the comments are still on too. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like for
Listen,
musicians like you, how are you guys reacting to all of this? Like what does this mean for you guys?
honestly, like I feel completely disconnected. It doesn't mean a lot for me, but I think that there are a lot of conspiracies surrounding Diddy, and
Yeah.
I'm just letting time play out and seeing what's really going on. Because if he's in fact doing all this messed up shit, then it's not good. But
Yeah.
you know, obviously it's like horrible. It's like the worst. But like, well, we saw we did the Cassie, so I don't know. I just kind of stay away from it.
Yeah.
I kind of stay out of it, and I'd rather almost not even comment on it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I
But
guess that's smart. Yeah, totally safe, smart. I guess I'm just wondering if,
but
like, yeah, go
I
ahead.
want feel good vibes to win. Like, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Just like feel good vibes, just like love. I think love needs to win, and like, there is a lot of darkness out there. You dig what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, that darkness that goes unchecked in a way, it just needs to get checked. And you know, I don't know. Facts need to come out, but I saw that video. The video was horrible, and I'm just about preaching like love and positivity, honestly, and that's what I want to put out into the world.
I can tell you are. You're just so positive. And I want to be clear. I wasn't looking for you to go one way or another on like Diddy or whoever. I
Oh
guess
no
I'm
no no
just
no no!
yeah, I'm just thinking about
I
how it affects you
absolutely
guys. Yeah.
no, I absolutely love like hearing stories and thinking about it, a bit. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. And you have a lot going on too. I want to just quickly touch upon your acting as well, because you've done, a few television shows, which is very cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I I had like a little reoccurring guest star on this show on Netflix called Lincoln Lawyer, which was really amazing. Love that
Yeah.
show. Love being a part of it. I did a little guest star in Abbott Elementary, and I've done a handful of little films. Honestly, acting has been a huge passion of mine. So uh, just as an adult, I'm just trying to shoot my shot and do a lot more of it because it just makes me happy to be on set. It's honestly so fun, and it's just great to be creative in that different way.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I just fell in love with you. Oh my gosh, this has been so fun. You're such a like genuine and kind and just real person. I so appreciate that. And your positivity is it's wonderful. Truly. I can't even tell you.
Oh, you're really sweet. Thank you so much. I really do hope that I can host you and the husband over at the show when we get out there on October 4th.
Yes, that will be so fun. And just so you know, I'm not sweet. I'm honest actually. So that should mean more, right?
I like that. Honesty goes a long way with me.
Yes. Okay. Well, everybody, I just want to make sure that I have this right. Your album is going to be released, Shwaycation, on September 13th. Is that correct?
Yeah, September 13th. Boom.
Okay.
September
Awesome.
September 13th, and we got the Permanent Vacation tour. And we'll be in New York October 4th, so we'll see you guys all there.
Yes, I cannot wait. Okay, Shwayze, thank you so much. I appreciate your time and I love speaking to you. All right, that was Shwayze. He was lovely, so positive, and I hope that if you didn't know about him and his music, that now you do, and you'll go and listen and download and purchase his new album because he seems like a great person and just an overall really talented guy. All right, guys, thank you for listening to The Outlier. If you like this podcast, don't forget to rate and subscribe on Apple or wherever you listen. I will probably skip Monday, Labor Day. I'll probably skip doing an episode on Monday, but I will have other episodes later in the week. All right, thanks for listening. I'm Lauren Conlin.